Ray Charles Robinson Sr. was an American singer, songwriter, and pianist. He is regarded as one of the most iconic and influential singers in history, and was often referred to by contemporaries as the genius. Charles was blinded during childhood. He recorded for Atlantic Records and later ABC Records. He became one of the first black musicians to be granted artistic control by a mainstream record company, ABC Records. Charles's 1960 hit, Georgia on My Mind, was the first of his 3 career #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. His 1962 album Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music became his first album to top the Billboard 200. Charles had multiple singles reach the top 40 on various Billboard charts, 44 on the U.S. R&B Singles Chart, 11 on the Hot 100 Singles Chart, 2 on the Hot Country Singles Charts. Awards and honors. Charles received the Kennedy Center Honors, the National Medal of Arts, and the Polar Music Prize. He was one of the inaugural inductees at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986. He has won 18 Grammy Awards, 5 posthumously, the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1987, and 10 of his recordings have been inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Rolling Stone ranked Charles number 10 on their list of the 100 greatest artists of all time, and number 2 on their list of the 100 greatest singers of all time. In 2022, he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, as well as the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame. In 1981, he was given a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Charles had a net worth of $75 million at the time of his death. According to the terms of his will, each child was gifted $500,000. The majority of his remaining assets were gifted to the Ray Charles Foundation, a charity that supports children with hearing and vision impairments. Despite all his talent and success, Charles had his own troubles. Charles stated in his 1978 autobiography that he became hooked on women after losing his virginity at 12 years old to a woman about 20. Cigarettes and heroin are the 2 truly addictive habits I've known. You might add women, he said. At 18, Charles first tried marijuana. He later became addicted to heroin for 17 years. He was arrested 3 times. He decided to quit heroin and entered St. Francis Hospital in Linwood. He pleaded guilty to 4 narcotic charges. When Charles returned to court after rehabilitation, he received a 5-year suspended sentence, 4 years of probation, and a fine of $10,000. Early life. Charles was born on September 23, 1930, in Albany, Georgia. He was the son of Bailey Robinson and Aretha Robinson. Charles had a brother, George, who accidentally drowned in his mother's laundry tub when he was 4 years old. Charles started to lose his sight at the age of 4 or 5, and was blind by the age of 7. He attended school at the Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind in St. Augustine. Charles's mother died in the spring of 1945, when he was 14. He later said the deaths of his brother and mother were the 2 great tragedies of his life. Personal life. Charles was married twice. His first marriage to Eileen Williams lasted from July 1951 until 1952. He met his second wife Della Beatrice Howard Robinson in 1954. They married the following year. He felt that his heroin addiction took a toll on Della during their marriage. Due to his drug addiction, extramarital affairs on tours, and volatile behavior, the marriage deteriorated and she filed for divorce in 1977. Charles had a 6-year-long affair with Margie Hendricks, one of the original Raelettes. He had affairs with Mae Mosley Lyles, Sandra Jean Betts, Louise Flowers, Mary Chantal Bertrand, Gloria Moffett, Mary Ann Denbach, and Arlette Kachunian. His partner at the time of his death was Norma Pinella. Charles fathered a total of 12 children with 10 different women: Evelyn Robinson, Ray Charles Robinson Jr., David Robinson, Robert Robinson, Charles Wayne Hendricks, Renee Robinson, Sheila Robinson, Reatha Butler, Alexandra Bertrand, Vincent Kachunian, Robin Moffett, Ryan Corey Robinson Denbach. Charles died at his home in Beverly Hills, California, of complications resulting from liver failure, on June 2004, at the age of 73. His funeral took place at the First African Methodist Episcopal Church of Los Angeles, with numerous musical figures in attendance: B.B. King, Glenn Campbell, Stevie Wonder, and Wynton Marsalis. He was interred in the Inglewood Park Cemetery. Career. In 1949, Charles and his band MC Sun Trio recorded Confession Blues, which became his first national hit. After signing with Swing Time Records, Charles recorded 2 more hits, Baby, Let Me Hold Your Hand, and Kiss-A-Me Baby. In June 1952, Atlantic bought Charles's contract for $2,500. In 1953, Mess Around became his first small hit for Atlantic. By 1958 he was not only headlining major black venues but also larger venues such as Carnegie Hall and the Newport Jazz Festival. He hired a female singing group, renamed them the Raelettes. Charles reached the pinnacle of his success at Atlantic with the release of What Did I Say? Later that year, he released his first country song, I'm Movin' On, and recorded 3 more albums for the label, The Genius After Hours, The Genius Sings the Blues and The Genius of Ray Charles, which was his first top 40 album. Charles was signed with ABC Paramount in 1959. He obtained a more liberal contract with a $50,000 annual advance, higher royalties, and eventual ownership of his master tapes with Georgia on My Mind, his first hit single for ABC Paramount in 1960. Charles received national acclaim and 4 Grammy Award. Charles had a bigger band by 1961, becoming one of the few black artists to cross over into mainstream pop with such a level of creative control. This success, however, came to a momentary halt when he was arrested for possession of heroin in his hotel room. The 1962 album Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music and its sequel, Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music, Volume 2, helped to bring country music into the musical mainstream. He founded his record label, Tangerine, which ABC Paramount promoted and distributed. In 1964, Charles's career was halted once more after he was arrested for a 3rd time for possession of heroin. He reappeared in the charts in 1966 with a series of hits composed with Ashford and Simpson and Joe Armstead. Charles's renewed chart success, however, proved to be short-lived, and by the 1970s his music was rarely played on radio stations. In 1974, Charles left ABC Records and recorded several albums on his own label, Crossover Records. A 1975 recording of Stevie Wonder's hit, Living for the City, helped Charles win another Grammy. In 1977, he re-signed to Atlantic Records, for which he recorded the album True to Life, remaining there until 1980. In 1983, Charles signed a contract with Columbia. He recorded a string of country albums and had hit singles. In 1985, he participated in recording We Are the World, a charity single recorded by United Support of Artists for Africa. Before the release of his first album for Warner, Would You Believe, Charles made a return to the R&B charts with the cover of the Brothers Johnson's I'll Be Good to You, a duet with his lifelong friend Quincy Jones and the singer Chaka Khan. His final public appearance was on April 30, 2004, at the dedication of his music studio as a historic landmark in Los Angeles. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe and click on the bell notification for more content like this.